This was so fast. It's an interesting idea, right? To be like, because I always thought of the Kimberly matchup as like a... I always thought of the Kimberly matchup as like, I should be defensive so she can't get her offense going, right? But like, I guess if you just be the attacker instead, then, you know, she also, her defense is not stellar. And then she also can't get her offense going if you do it right, yeah? Does heavy punch get fully loaded if you go over a certain amount? I've been able to partially charge it over 19 frames of armor. After that, it goes to the full 28. It might. Honestly, I haven't experimented with it too much. Maybe. We can try that out, actually. Yeah, I mean, for the partial charge anyway, Matthias, you usually want to go like, you know, 3, 4, 5 frames of armor, not quite 19. So it shouldn't matter too much for what he's like. We can see, like, even if we go back to the previous round, I think we can see what he was doing. This was not like, you know. But yeah, I think so. I think the answer to your question is yes, but. Let's show me. Which one is he's on the bottom? Yeah. You see, he has like 1 frame of armor on that, like 3 there, 2 there. Like it's a very small partial charge, right? Interesting idea to try outpacing her. Yeah, yeah. I kind of like. I mean, I feel like I'm not very good at playing defensively, so maybe I can try this the next time I fight a Kimberly. Just try to rip her in half. Because both of you have bad defense, right? Like, both of you are going to struggle to get the other guy off of you. I'm trying to get to about 8. It's something I can get consistently. The max frame was just for curiosity. I got you. Yeah, I think so, Matthias. I'm not sure. We can try out in a second here. But yeah, this was such a quick round. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's see if he keeps that energy up for the rest of it. It's game 2. He loses this one. No smiles, no nothing. Show me everything you have. Let me crack open a cold one here. By a cold one, I mean nondescript diet soda. What the hell? These guys are having a little bit too much fun, no? Why are you having fun with the video game? You exist purely for my education. Do you not know this? Some aerobics training? Yeah, yeah. Zangief working out, as is in character. Ooh, yeah. False on block, crouch, medium kick. From Mrs. Burley. Yeah, so I mean, this just happens, right? I guess when they're both playing hyper-aggressive like this, right? It's just whoever happens to get his shit going first is probably going to kill the other guy. Not necessarily, but like, you know. Quite hard to stop the momentum on either of these characters, especially for either of these characters, right? Oh. Interesting. I guess for Kimberly, it is worth doing this kind of stuff to get the buff. And also, him burning him out here does make it much more likely to just win this round, right? Oh, what the? What? Just like spamming the crouch light punch. I mean, it worked. Couldn't get really a conversion off of it, but. Heard about you on the Reddit, said you're a good Granblue streamer. Do you still stream Granblue? Oh, yes I do, just not today. So basically I stream 6 days a week. 4 days of them are Granblue. You caught me on the one non-Granblue day there, ASG. But yeah, we're gonna be streaming Granblue tomorrow, the day after that, and on Sunday, and on Monday. Thanks Reddit for the plug though. Perfect, yep. Tuesdays we do SF6 though. Yes, okay. I mean, again, it seems like, so he wins this next one. I assume, you know, the neutral interactions just happen to go his way, and then he's the guy on offense, and then he rips her in half, right? That seems to certainly be the vibe here. One thing that, like, you know, connects all of these is these matches are incredibly fast, right? Like, I've watched these replays, like, twice or 3 times now. We've, like, gone back and analyzed and shit, and, like, we're at 7 minutes. Like, every one of these games is like a minute and a half, like for both rounds. Does he win this round? Oh my god. Maybe he does. Medium SPD, fine. Ah, no, he doesn't. Okay, okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm not really... I don't know if I'm learning too much at this point. That's what happens. They just beat on each other. Yeah, like, again, the general idea, though, that you know, that there is a strategy against Kim that is just murder her ass. Though he is playing a little... Oh, he's playing a little bit slower there. There you go. Right? That you can just try to be the aggressor yourself as Zangief is definitely interesting. What's going on, Harihara? Owie. Owie. Sure. Ooh. Side swap here, I presume? Oh. Yeah, Discord's a good place. Lots of people there also who can, if you want to talk about Grand Blue, get some matches, etc. Oh my, yeah. Okay. Good, that was a really fast reaction to the parry, goddamn. Well done. Say your Discord is a great resource hub? Damn, this Reddit's glazing me. I appreciate it, Al. It's a nice community. I try to keep it that way anyways. Mostly by being, you know, very upfront about either giving warnings or just banning people outright who do shit that's not very cool. Oh, it's not cancelable? No, he cancels it into the little arc step all the time, right? I guess I just didn't see the DI in time. Sure. Ow, ow, ow. He wins this round, huh? I mean, I guess with Zangief level 3, it's always possible. Especially when it's CA right there. Yep. Right, I mean, if Zangief ever seemingly makes like a pretty big comeback, there's usually exactly one way that it happens. Oh, didn't react to the parry in time this time. Oh wait, what was... Okay, so what was this? It's kind of a strange conversion he did here. He did... Crouch leg kick. Oh, wait, you can get that? I don't think I knew you could do this. What the? I guess it makes sense. You can get Hell Stab, right? There are a lot of times where, like, cause I think that this right here is out of Hell Stab range, right? Like, here? You know, this is why I love SF6's replay system. I can try. Let me go back to after he lands the crouch leg kick. There you go. Switch to player control. Oh, I did too. Ooh, how's it not linking? How strange. Maybe it's because if it hits, it should link. Maybe I'm too. I took over a little too late. Hold on. There we go. He's inputted the crouch leg kick already. It'll hit. We can go from here. Oopsie. Bonk, bonk. What the? Oh wait, no, you just don't get fucking Hell Stab here. What am I talking about? You don't get Hell Stab here because it's not Drive Rush. Yeah, I'm stupid. That's why you have to do this. It's not Drive Rush crouch. Like I'm thinking of like you can go like bonk into Drive Rush and go from there, right? Fucking amazing feature, not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm talking about that. But that only works off Drive Rush. Does even there could be situations where the Hell Stab would whiff, right? But even if not, right? It's the distance of the whole thing. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I never do this. I should really think about this because yeah, it's like this, you know, ascending ladder of increasing range on the buttons. And also, you know, lights cancel into each other, you can see, right? Even though this is normally a 6-frame button, it's 3 right there. And the stand light punch is normally a 7-frame button, it's 4 right there, right? You can sort of like chain lights into each other, they get way faster. So, it's something you couldn't do with Hell Stab either. So even though this thing has a 7-frame startup just like Hell Stab, right? Where Hell Stab here gets blocked, even though it isn't range, this will actually link, right? You can go from there. That's something I just somehow never considered, is doing stand light punch there as an extender. A lot of the times when I'm out of range of that, it's kind of like impotently stick out the crouch light punch and hope for the best. Is it good to think that I'm dog shit and nowhere near good at the game, but still believe I can improve? I think you can just like cut the first part off, right? I think it's definitely like, you know, it's good to like understand that you can improve, but I think there's no reason to be like I'm dog shit in the first place, right? Like there's nothing productive. I mean, it's good to be like I have a lot to learn. You know, I'm new. I'm still here, but you know, I think there's no reason to be like so negative about your own evaluation of yourself, right? But yeah, to read it in a little bit more of a like a less extreme way, if you're just saying like, hey, like I recognize that I knew, but I know that I can improve. Yeah, that is definitely the default correct mindset, right? Or that I'm, you know, whether I'm new or whether I'm just like not where I want to be right now with my skill level, I can get better. That's correct. Yeah, it's very good to think that way. Just don't be too negative on yourself, if anything. Like I think you're phrasing it like it's like the weird part of that sentence, the part that you're like, I still believe I can improve. That's not the weird part. The weird part is the first part, saying that I'm dog shit and nowhere near good at the game. There's no reason to say that kind of stuff. It's also probably not true, right? Like, I usually, like, you know, there's always going to be people better than you and always people worse than you, right? Unless you're either the best player in the world or the worst player in the world, which you probably are not. Being bad came free with your copy of a newly bought game. You can't hop on and do optimals and know how to use every move. Yeah. And the decision making and all of that. But yeah, there's nothing, you know, that everyone started there and everyone improved. So there's no reason to think that you can't do it too. Well, I want to try out the heavy punch stuff real quick. Yes, I think the main thing that I gleaned from watching that is just that there is, you know, it is a somewhat viable strategy to try and just like, he wasn't doing it all the time though, right? In games 2 and 3, even the one that he won, he did slow down a bit, but it is interesting to think that there is like a relatively feasible strategy to actually try and just rush Kim down. Probably lower intermediate, sure, yeah. I wouldn't call that dog shit. 19. Yeah, I think you're right, Matthias. I think once you pass 19, you're locked in, right? I think like 6, 7, 8, sort of. That's kind of the sweet spot range there. Is there a place where the recovery notably jumps up? Oh, wait, you can actually... So its baseline, is hitting it like that, is 42 frames total? If I get a little bit of armor, I get 9 frames of armor, but it only goes up to 46. But there is a diminishing return here, right? Definitely carried by my mains? No, you're not. The power level of your character just doesn't matter until you're like actually like quite good at the game, right? You're not carried. Who are your mains? Right? Who do you play? I have news for you. The characters that are good at top level are not good at are not the best at like lower intermediate level or low level or anything like that. Bonk. So 40 frames. If I get a 5 frame charge, it's 44. Okay. If I get a 8 frame charge, oh wait, is it different if it hits him or not? Oh yeah, wait, it is? Oh, it's got extra whiff recovery. It's kind of like, it's got like a little bit of a Narm Setsuna thing going on, right? Yeah, because getting the 6 frame charge and hitting him is 43. Yeah, it's got 2 extra frames of recovery on whiff. I see, okay. So normally, if I just do this, it's 40 on hits. If I get 14 frames of armor, it's 11. Okay, so yeah, you do like it. You don't just add, like it does just change up some of the startup frames, right? You need to have like SF2 Akuma to be carried and being new at the game. Abel, Versuja, and maybe Sandy. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Nah, I don't think so, right? I mean, maybe you could say like, oh, Versuja's really good at all levels of gameplay or something. But again, you're not carried by your character until you're playing them to their full potential, basically. So, you know, if you're not playing them to their full potential, then I don't know, my fucking best character in the game at your rank is like Ladiva or something, so you're fine. I think you, like, I think I correct, like, you know, you saying that immediately after saying definitely carried by my mains, I don't think I was reading too much into it. You're being too harsh on yourself, man. Just, you know, there's no, like, humility, or there's no, like, you know, there's no humility or, like, valor in being like, I'm so shit and carried by my mains. Realistically, all you're doing there is just, like, giving yourself a little negative self-talk that's going to inevitably, like, make you worse at improving. For most people, anyway. Some people can maybe be driven purely off their own self-hatred, but I find that's not the healthiest way to improve at anything, right? So, just, you know, you're lower intermediate and you want to get better. Amazing. Awesome. Totally fine. Nothing weird about that at all. Believing you can improve is not, like, crazy, right? This guy's right, I'm fucking awesome. Go for it. Yeah. Why not, man? Believe in yourself. Like, you can get an ego problem, right? You certainly can get, like, go off the opposite bridge, where you're like, you know, I'm so great and, you know, I should be amazing immediately. But realistically, honestly, in my experience, like, talking to people about their fighting game journeys and stuff like that, the guy who goes, man, I'm so shit, I'm so garbage, actually, weirdly, usually has the bigger ego problem, right? I've actually found the people going like, oh man, I'm so bad and I'm so shit. Like, I found those guys, if you drill down and talk to them for like 3 hours, those guys usually have the bigger ego problem. Because they're saying, I'm so shit, I'm so bad, because they expect that they would have been better by now, because they expect that they would have been better at picking this up than they actually were, right? They actually had unrealistic expectations set for themselves because they have inflated egos and are more arrogant than they should be, and downplayed how difficult learning something like this actually is, so that when they didn't actually meet those goals, they had a very negative reaction to it. And that's where, you know, they go about me being, I'm so dog shit, I should be better, etc. Right? So, like, even like the potential risk of developing an ego problem by being too, by being too positive about yourself. Again, usually the ego problem comes from the guy who's like fake humble, saying that they're so bad. Right? So, yeah, and also, yes, the guy literally says believe in victory at the start. There's no reason to not believe you can get better, right? If you're the worst player in the world, if you're the best player in the world, you can always improve. But yeah, I don't know. Let's go back to watching some replays. What did I learn? I don't know. That it was really weird. It felt to me like they were both playing that really fucking weird, right? I almost want to watch like another Kobayan versus Kim replay and see if is that just like how he plays the fucking matchup, or was he like having a good time, right? Because like there is part of me that's like that was a really weird set. Like they're just like I don't know. It felt like they were having fun with it to an extent, to the point that I'm like, was that just like, you know, was that like a casual like friendly or something? I don't know. I think they are all on ranked, right? But like you know, there's a lot of seemingly kind of like funny choices there, right? So I almost want to like, if we go league descending, gotta find like another Kobayan versus Kimberly or something. Okay, there you go. This is Kobayan versus a different Kimberly. This is he won 2-0. I'm curious. Does he also just like, you know, basically headbutt his stick until she dies? He's not. Now, of course, there's more thought going into it, but like, you know, from an outside perspective, it seems like he's playing incredibly aggressively. Kim melts my brain, but I haven't put any time into learning the counterplay. I mean, that's kind of what I'm trying. That's not so much specific counterplay as much as it is just seeing how other Zangiefs go about it. But yeah, Kim, I have a very hard time with Kim as well. Any advice for getting into SF6 that only play Grand Blue? I'd say just start, right? The game's fun. Like the big advice is that I think the game is very fun. Has, I think, a bright future in it still. It's still got a lot of life in it. It's got a very, you know, a vibrant player base. You know, there's a lot of guides and stuff. I think the only thing you really should be thinking about is like, is it worth getting into? I think the answer is yes. From that point, you know, I will say comparatively to Grand Blue, right? This game is a little bit more like, yeah, footsies focused, whatever, but even still, when you're first starting off, just like find someone you think looks cool and go from there, right? I say it because I just think I'm not very good at growing past a certain threshold, never been quite irremarkable. I mean, he who believes he can and he who believes he can't are both usually right, yeah? If you think that you're not going to grow very fast, you're going to be correct. If you believe that you can, you're probably also going to be correct, right? It's not a fighting game thing. Learning and improving at anything is mostly like a mental struggle, right? So if you self-defeat yourself in the first place by like preconceived notions about how good you can get at something, you're gonna be correct, and that's going to just reinforce that mindset again, right? Because you held yourself back, you guaranteed your own failure, but then you failed, so when you failed, it gave you more ammo to be like, I'm a failure. Think it would help my footsies in Grand Blue? It honestly might, but you know, footsies in Grand Blue are very different because of the existence of 6XL, right? Now it's possible, I just don't know if I can do it, then you can. If it's possible, you can, right? It really is that simple. If you know it's possible, why can't you do it, right? What's the difference between you and any other human being who's done it, right? You're a person just like every other person. If it's possible, you can do it. It's that simple, right? There are no tall, sexy laser destruction mommies in SF6. It's not worth it. True. But yeah, I would say just get, you know, buy SF6, get into it, play the game, and see. Like I will, like, you know, if you want like general, like fundamental tips, right? We could talk about that a little bit, but I do think it's generally better to start playing the video game and find out. I'll tell you this, Drive Rush, right? Don't forget about Drive Rush. You should definitely be Drive Rushing. That shit's really good. Fighting games aren't hard, but the psychological aspects of fighting games, like tackling all your flaws, is so difficult. I agree. The thing is, though, the secret sauce is that if you try to get better at literally anything, you're gonna have to run into those exact same things. Whether you're trying to get better at fighting games, or, you know, track and field, or like basketball, or art, right? A journey of improvement is always going to have to come with like several mental like struggles and disappointments and successes and failures and high points and low points and plateaus and, you know, the exhilaration of breaking past those plateaus. That's just what it is to want to improve at something, man. That's called being a fucking person. Fighting games, luckily, are like a relatively safe consequence-free environment for you to, like, you know, to go through that self-improvement journey for the first time, which is pretty pog, but video games in general kind of being that. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of mental struggle in trying to improve at anything, right? Which is why you shouldn't hold yourself back by being, like, by self-defeating before you even start. I don't own SF6. Should I get it? I think it's a lot of fun. SF6 probably is my second favorite fighting game right now. I have a lot of fun with Street Fighter. I think there's a lot of, you know, as like a package, it's probably the best fighting game on the market right now in terms of, like, you know, replay, like a lot of stuff for, like, the best training mode, probably definitely the best, like, replay system outside of Tekken, right? Very, like, vibrant community, very easy to find matches at all ranks of play, pretty diverse roster that all have, like, very different play styles. In my opinion, like, super fun resource management game and system mechanics. Like, mechanically, there's really no reason for me to not recommend SF6 personally. It's just a damn good game. Solid rank system that is, like, pretty forgiving for most of it, right? But, like, slowly eases you into what ends up being, I think, the best, like, high rank rank system that exists in fighting games currently, aka MR, right? SF6 is a damn good game. I got nothing but praises to sing for it if you're curious about whether or not it's worth getting. I think it's fun if you get into it and run sets on down. Isvar in the Brick Discord, yeah. Definitely a smaller Street Fighter community than Granblue in the Discord, but there's people who play it for sure. But yeah, I really have no, besides, like, just, you know, if it's just, like, it's you know, it's a full price game, so if, like, you know, if you don't feel super comfortable spending, like, the, you know, whatever it is in your region currency for it, then fair. But, like, if you are, like, looking to buy a fighting game, really hard to recommend one over this. Besides, personally, I say besides maybe Granblue. Granblue's not as good of a, like, an overall package, right? Training mode's worse, replay mode's worse, player base is smaller, but I think the fighting game itself is more enjoyable. But yeah, very, for, like, a generalist audience, very hard to not recommend SF6. I mean, call me a glazer all you want. This game's fun as fuck. Ow. Interesting. Little choppy choppies. The game does go on sale from time to time, so there's that too. That's true, that's true. We just got out of a big Steam sale, right? It looks like overall, again, he does definitely play the matchup a little bit more aggressively than I would have thought, right? I mean, interesting. I'll try that next time I run into a Kimberly, because I feel like, I try to play defensive against Kim, and I'm just not good at it, right? So it's nice to see that, like, you know, trying to be, like, to beat her to the punch and get your offense going first actually can be, like, a functional way to play the video game. Now, obviously, there's a lot of execution and decision-making in there that I might just, like, fuck up, but the idea that it is, like, a actual valid strategy is certainly interesting to me. Something that I'll be interested to look into more the more I fight her.